Okay, so this is the BoardGameGeek website. You can get to it by going to BoardGameGeek.com. This is not meant to be a thorough tutorial on how to use BoardGameGeek, but I just wanted to take you on a short tour and just highlight some of the things on BoardGameGeek that you can do. So this is the homepage for BoardGameGeek. It will probably look different if you go there or once you sign up. That's because you can customize how the homepage looks. Each of these boxes here are different, what they call modules, and you can add and subtract different modules and rearrange them to make your homepage display like you would like it. So up in the upper left hand corner here, there's what's known as Geek Mail. This is just like an email system within the site. And the next one is subscriptions. So as you find board games or users or things on the site that interest you, you can subscribe to them, and then it'll tell you when new things are happening with whatever you subscribe to. So if I click on this now, you can see that these are the subscriptions that I have, like with these various board games and reviews of board games, and these are just posts related to these board games I've subscribed to, so I can keep up with board games that interest me, or users that interest me, or friends, or etc. And these are new images related to board games I'm interested in that have been uploaded. So let's go back to the home page. So along the top here is the main page where you can explore the various areas of BoardGameGeek. So My Geek is where you can go to customize your account, your profile, what your collection looks like, what board games you have, your subscriptions. You can trade with other people, go to the marketplace, exchange things with other people, set up your general account information, create a wish list, join guilds, etc. And then the browse is where you just go the main browse menu to browse games or categories or designers, user submitted content, and various podcasts available. And then the forums are where all the discussions go on. So you can go to the main forum entry, search forums, look at hot posts, things that are being posted on a lot recently. And then geek lists, we'll talk about these more later, but they're just lists of things on the site that have a common theme related to the post. Like I said, we'll talk more about them later. Then the bazaar is where you can go to the marketplace, auctions, trades, etc. There's also an eBay section where you can look at board games that are hot, ending, or recently added on eBay. Under the miscellaneous category is just a bunch of various things. You can go into Geek Chat or look at statistics, find users. This is also very much a community-driven website. So if you know of a board game that's not in the system, you can propose that it be added, or publisher, podcasts, people, family of board games, etc. And then there's a menu for getting help on how to use the site. Over here is a quick bar. These are just like shortcuts or bookmarks to different things on the site. And then these icons along the top are the BoardGameGeek's categories of games, and you can sort of filter content displayed on the site by these categories. So you can look at the site as it relates to strategy games or war games, etc. And then these are the modules that I have set up. I have BoardGameGeek News, so news related to the site itself. Every week there's a new Geek of the Week, some prominent person that someone nominates to be Geek of the Week, and you can go read about them. Over here to the right are the general forum posts. This is just various posts about general gaming or people looking for recommendations, podcasts and blogs. So for example, this user is they're considering brass and Indonesia, and they're posting a question, which one should I get? And so you can post for recommendations like that and get input from users on the Geek. And then this module is for the geek lists I mentioned earlier. And like I said, geek lists are just a list of list of games or list of designers that share a common theme. And this one is a poll where they're listing the best gateway games, and this is round 5. You can list these different items and vote on them as a gateway game. This next module is the list of reviews. I can sort them by hot, recent, or active. I have recent active right now, so these are the recent reviews that users have posted to the Geek. So you might find a game on here that you're looking for that sounds interesting and go read someone's review of it to see how they liked it. And then game forums are the text in bold here shows the game and then the post in the forum. So this post is asking a rules question related to the board game Imperial 2030. So these are just again, you can filter them by hot, recent, and active. So these are the recent posts in game forums looking for rules questions or general post or things like that. Here's another section related to BoardGameGeek, things related to the site, so you can post things here on how do I do certain things with the site. If you find an issue, you can log a bug or things like that. And then last, what I have here on my homepage is buying and selling, where you can find hot deals on certain games. So like if Amazon has a certain good deal, you might find it here, be notified of it here. And there are also auctions that go on where users are auctioning off some board games. Also on the home page along the left, as you browse the site, it keeps track of pages that you've recently viewed. As you're going through several pages, you might want to go back to a game, and this gives you a quick way to do that. And then finally the hotness. These are games, people, and company that a lot of users are going to these pages and looking at them. So you can use this list to sort of gauge what's hot currently at the time on the Geek. So one of the main things you're probably going to use this site for is researching games that you might see on Board Game Review with Jason or other games you might have heard of. My first episode was on a game called Campaign Manager 2008. So let's say you wanted to learn more about that game. The quickest way to do that is go up here to the search bar and just search for Campaign Manager 2008. So we get the results back, and here's the game. So you just click on it. So here's the main game page for Campaign Manager 2008. And all of the game pages are going to look very similar. So up here at the top you have the year the game was published and an average rating that users have given for the game. Its board game rank, and then its rank within strategy games. Then you have links to various sections on this page, so you can jump right to the description, marketplace, etc. So the first thing is the information box. This just gives your basic information about the game, such as who designed it, the artist, the publisher, what year it was published, number of players, etc. Down here in category, this is what I was talking about with the theme of the game. So this is a card game, it's educational, and it's politically themed. And then these are the mechanics that it uses. So there's some area control, area influence, dice rolling, card drafting, and hand management. These are hyperlinked, so if you wanted to look for other games that use hand management as a mechanic, you could click on hand management, and if you scroll down to the linked items section, you'll see all of the games that have hand management as their mechanic. So this is another way to find mechanics you may be interested in or themes that you may be interested in, and find other games that have that theme or mechanic. So then there's a description telling you, an overview of what the game is like, what you're doing in the game. Then there's a marketplace. These are users on BoardGameGeek selling it in these conditions for these prices. There's a link to Amazon where you can purchase it. And then there's some listings on eBay where you can go and grab it from the auction site eBay. And then there's a more information box. You can look at the awards or other things related to the game here. Then the versions box lists the various editions of the game. So there's a Spanish first edition and a English first edition here. And then there's an image section where you can go and browse images related to the games, so you can see what the components look like. And the images are categorized into game-related images where people are playing the game, or creative images where users have put the components together in a creative way. And then there are video reviews, so these are where you can go and watch videos about it. And actually this is Board Game Review with Jason, first episode. This is the video I did on this game. And then this is really the main part of a game page, the forums. So you can look at reviews. So these are user submitted reviews of the game, session reports, users describing how their game sessions went, just general posting, rules questions, strategy, variants, etc. If you get a game and you have a question about the rules, you can come here to the rules section and just post a new question saying, I have a question about so-and-so in Campaign Manager 2008. Then linked forums is just links to maybe expansions for the game, etc. The recommendations section is supposed to recommend you games that, if you like Campaign Manager 2008, here are some other games you might enjoy. Then the files section is where you can find maybe rules or reference sheets or player aids, etc. Sometimes these are very useful if you want to print out like a one-page reference sheet that you can use when you're teaching the game to someone else. And then geek list. These are just links to geek lists that have Campaign Manager 2008 as one of the items. And then you have statistics for the game. So based on the ratings here on the BoardGameGeek, Campaign Manager 2008 is currently ranked 310. And the strategy games is doing a little better at 169. And it shows you a bunch of other statistics about the game, and how many fans it has, comments on the game, how many users are own the game, wanting it, trading it, etc. Again, you have linked items for expansions that you may have on the game. Then you have web links. So here you can go to other websites talking about the game, such as reviews or session reports, or you can sometimes find the links to the rule book here. So these are just links to other websites that you can go to find out more information. And then tags are just, you can add custom tags describing things. You may be watching it, or it's two-player. These are just user-generated tags that you can then go to use in search. And then finally, the user information. This is where you can, like if you buy the game and you add it to your collection, you can say you own the game. You can give it a rating. Maybe you want to trade it, so you can mark it as for trade, and then other users can see that you're trading it, so they can set up a trade with you. You can set up private information, the version that you have. You can record a play. So when you play this game, you might want to go and say, I played this game on such and such date. It has a link where you can post it to Twitter. You can go to more and say where you played it, how long it took you to play it. So there's a lot of information you can put in here and keep track of your ratings of games, what games you own, when you've played them, etc.